Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. We're so glad you could attend. Come inside, come inside. Welcome to week 3 of Tales from ds106. It's all about writing and raving. And I'm your host, Paul Bond, here with our co-host in the dark, Jim Groom. And the first thing I have to bring out, going along with the diabolical laughter, is our daily create for this week. Bat, Deer, and Rambo.
Oh my
God. Yeah, this was a thing of beauty.
So it says, why so serious?
Yeah, that's a Joker quote. Why so serious, I guess. And they took a Rambo coloring book. Why there was a Rambo coloring book, I have no idea. But they took that and dressed them up as the Batman and Joker.
It's just beautiful.
Yeah, and you know, that's what the Daily Create's all about. You know,
and that's
really quick. Yeah.
That is a good sign of horror.
Yeah.
I think Joker might be one of the great horror figures of the last 10 years, is that Joker in Chris Nolan's Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Dark character.
Yeah. Okay. So our plan for this week, we're talking about writing, but we have some fun stuff for you to look at and watch and read. And we're going to give you a list, some things. Last Respects, a Night Gallery episode, episode of Thriller. The Lottery by Shirley Jackson was mentioned in Tales of the Hook.
Some great writing.
Yep.
A brilliant example. Some great writing and a brilliant example of horror that Stephen King mentions in Tales from the Hook, like you said. So It's actually interesting how he uses that as a model of horror writing and what it means to stand outside of the norm and, be kind of crucified by your community. It's brilliant.
Yeah, and it's interesting that it's kind of a different take on what horror is compared to what you see in like horror films these days. You know, it's a psychological aspect. So we're going to ask you to like view or read, listen to 2 of those things and respond to it. We're giving you Vonnegut's Shape of Stories, which is a way of looking at or analyzing stories and apply that to a story of your choice. And we have a host character assignment for everyone.
Yeah, you gotta, I love this. Part of why we were dreaming of the Tales from the Crypt and imagining this work was that some of the greatest elements of Tales from the Crypt, Twilight Zone, as you guys have kind of experienced now, even Hitchcock Presents, and many, many others, the comics we've been watching from EC, they frame it with these kind of stories within the story, right? And the story is these people who are framing it for you. Particularly, I love Twilight Zone, Rod Serling, in the recent Living Doll, talks about how the doll becomes this space of anxiety and horror for the kid and also in the parents. And the host in some ways frames and curates the meaning of what the story is. And that's all writing. And that's all framing. And I think the host is a great element you introduced, Paul, because this is where the students now are going to take on a character and frame what other people are making for the entire class as a curator of the work. Kitty.
Yeah, so your assignment at this point is to come up with a host character. And we're giving you a list of some things we can look at for examples to get a feel for it, including some of the things that we're having you watch. So come up with a host character, basically describe what this character is, what it's about. Over the course of the semester, you're going to be using that character at certain points, and you're going to be basically curating an anthology of the best work of the class for a week. And you'll get more details on that in the coming weeks. But at this point, write the character.
Yeah, and I think the other thing here for week 3, so the writing assignment is really gearing up for a lot of the work you'll be doing over the rest of the semester. But one of the things we want to square away now is the structure of your blog, your site. Your blog should not be called My Blog anymore. It should not be using the default theme unless you significantly changed it. And you should be categorizing your work based on stuff like what assignments, daily create, weekly summaries. And this stuff should be actually, everyone's site should have a structure to it that identifies the work they're doing, so that when we go to your site, we're not guessing about what's been done. We can see it, it's organized, it's categorized, and it's clear. And this is going to be crucial, and this should be done this week, right? So there's no lollygagging about this. Oh, I didn't get it done. We want a title for your site. We want it organized. We want a theme on it. We want you to have used the plugins and installed, and all of that done by the end of week 3. No questions about that.
Yes. We talked about plugins this week that you should install. I mean, it was part of week 2. And if you haven't done it, heck is met. You have to get in there, because
you will get
a few people have already mentioned that are getting spammed like crazy. And
if you're getting spammed like crazy, you need to fix that. And we gave you the tools to fix it. And it's not WordPress's problem. It's not that damn technology. You're the problem. And you need to fix you.
Yeah. So, but we should have that under control at this point anyway. And the other thing we're doing this week, we're looking at the writing assignments. We're asking you to do at least 8 stars of writing assignments, including at least one that relates in some way to the readings, viewings that we did this week.
I think 8 stars is a little light, Paul.
Well, we've got a bunch of other things that they're doing.
I think it's a little light.
You calling me a softie?
I think it should be at least 12 stars.
I don't know.
12 stars. Come on, what is that? Is this kindergarten ds106? Or is this...
Okay, 10. We'll compromise.
I don't know. It should be 12. Look, you're the good cop, obviously. I'm the bad cop. We're already playing our host character. Look, you put it 8. It's in the number. 8's the number now. But I hope that changes in weeks to come.
Yeah. Well.
Are we going to hit 15 at some point?
I guess we can scare them right now, but that might happen, yeah.
15 stars. I love that.
Okay, but I'm pointing out here, one of the things that you're expected to do in this class is create assignments for the assignment bank. Typically what happens, people like blow that off until the last week and throw something in there. But if you don't like the assignments that are in there, you can make one up. If you've got an idea and it doesn't quite fit in there, you can make it an assignment and run it in there. You know, that's all up to you. And you can start at this right away. So,
and make sure it's not a bad assignment. Go out, like, here's a good assignment. Go out and see some of the memes that are people doing now and they're playing with and they're experimenting, and bring that culture that's happening on the web into ds106. Something you would want to do is what you should bring in.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if you're going to suggest an assignment, make it something you want to do, right?
Exactly. Not like take a picture of your car. Right? I don't want to know what your dog had for breakfast.
Yeah,
Although maybe that could be interesting, like cat breading was.
Yeah, well, that's like bringing in a meme, right?
That's right.
Yeah. So that's what we have for this week. All about writing, come up with the host character, get your blog straight.
And it's only 8 stars. You're getting away. It's like you robbed a bank and got away with it. It's like, take it to the bank now and spend it. Because you got away with murder.
And that's the horror of it.
It is the horror. The horror.
Yes, and that's Tales for DS106. For life. All right.